Good morning, homeschool moms and dads. Okay, so I've recently gone insane on eBay. I'm a big Usborne book fan. I am not a consultant by any way, and I don't even buy directly from consultants. I usually buy used on eBay. Now, the reason I do this is that Usborne books are really expensive, and I kind of have this rule when it comes to like non-school books. You know, if they're not like, curriculum or the books that we're using for, read alouds that, we're going to be using for a long time. These little, if they're a short-term book, something you read once, then I want it to cost $4 or less. So I don't know why that's like the number that's stuck in my head, but that's the number that's stuck in my head and I'm sticking to it. So I am really cheap when it comes to these things, but I like Usborne because it's super high quality and they're beautiful, and I have never run across anything I've ever found even remotely questionable as far as like, morality wise. So if you follow our little story here on YouTube, you know that my daughter is super great at lots of things and unfortunately is not the best reader. So coming up with readers and stuff is really hard. This past year, we did a lot of classics. So we did Frog and Toad and Grasshopper on the Road and Uncle Elephant, Mouse Soup, Little Bear, these like classic readers. And by Frog and Toad, I mean like she read everything Frog and Toad. She loved Frog and Toad. But we read these really classic readers, which aren't, they're not really at the second grade level. I think they're probably more like first grade, beginning of second grade on some of them, but whatever, they build confidence. So we need to step it up a little bit this year. So for the summer, I want to give her some like easy ways to keep her reading. We are doing like some reading challenge things. She gets to win. We've already bought some prizes that she gets to win when she hits certain numbers of, I think like her first prize she gets after 425 minutes of reading. Those sorts of things. And it has gotten her encouraged. The other day she read for over an hour, which is incredibly huge for my daughter. So last night, she was reading a bunch of these little like Usborne board books that I got for my son. I did not get them for her to read, but she was reading them out loud to him, and he was, jumping around like crazy around her because he's a crazy man. But I was like, that's really encouraging. Okay, you're willing to read these like super simple little repetitive board books. At least it gets you reading. And she was, the reading fluency was really high on those because they're really simple little board books. They're obviously below her level, which is great. So then in this big Usborne haul, which, it's just somebody's giant collection of books and you get whatever they were willing to give you, right? So it's not like I got to pick them out, but I got some good readers out of it. So I want to try to use them. So I'm going to start off with these kind of like weird onesie-twosie ones. So the first one we got was an Usborne Phonics reader. So I think these are going to be like way below her level, but it's not terribly bad. Okay, so it's Raccoon on the Moon. She likes anything space, and, it's goofy and silly, so she'll probably enjoy that. But look how beautiful that is. When I compare this to, like, some of my little, Bob Book or Scholastic readers and things like that, this is a lot prettier. There's a reason these are more expensive. I don't know how much this individual one was at the time that it was brand new. $250. $250 for a reader. For a little phonics reader, that's actually kind of pricey to me, but, because usually they come in like big sets, right? But anyways, cute little guy. Seems very basic phonics reader. It doesn't have page numbers for me to say, oh, the page count is. And then we have Usborne's Easy to Read, Ted and Friends. And this is a pretty thick book. This is pretty good size. This does have page numbers. This is 64 pages long. But I thought this would be a really good one, and it's got chapters. It would be a really good one for my daughter to read to my son if she's liking, reading to him and reading his board books and things like that. Then, it's very easy. And it doesn't look like it necessarily progresses and gets harder and harder as it goes, but super easy, would be a light, fun thing for her to read to him. Another easy words to read, Sam Sheep Can't Sleep, and this one's a phonics reader. Very similar. So, easy thing that we can just have her read with him. Then we got these graduated readers. So, these are books 5 through 9. So obviously there were books that we didn't get that were below this. But looking at these, I don't think we needed the ones below them. And even if these are like way too easy, I'll have them for my son when he starts reading. So it kind of has a little instruction on here on how you're supposed to read the books. And it says, these words are for you, the parent, to read, and these words are for the kid to read. So you read it with your child. She could read the whole thing. I mean, like, this, she reads better than this. But they're cute. They're very basic. So this is at 5, and then show 7. 7 is Stop That Cow! And again, words you read, words they read, but now there's a few more words on the page. So, still pretty basic. You can get through them faster, it'll build confidence. I'm like talking myself into these. Okay, then this one is Run, Rabbit, Run. And now parents not reading at all anymore. Oh, I don't know if I'm reading on the other ones either, honestly. She could do that. But really great illustrations. I kind of wish we had these in first grade. It would have been great. Oh, and they have puzzles at the back. That's cute. Okay, so we have these. I'm not wildly excited about them. I'm happy to have them in my home library for my son, and I think my daughter will probably get through them in a week. I mean, like one a day or something. So, no big deal. Then they step up to their next level, and so these were the Usborne very first readers, and then they have the Usborne first readers. So this is the Ugly Duckling, and that's a little bit better, right? That's, more of a story. It's not so many words on a page that it's crazy intimidating, because my daughter sees a full page of text and she does freak out a little bit. She looks at the size of the font to know whether or not it's at her level. So that's kind of cute. But, it's not bad. And the actual words, you're getting some trickier combinations in there. So not bad. Totally something that she could do. And this is 48 pages long. Not bad. Then we've got The Dragon and the Phoenix. She'll like this just because it's about, mythological creatures, and she loves mythological creatures. So, really pretty drawings, not an intimidating amount of text. So, not much more advanced than the very first readers. Okay, so, and this one's only like 25 pages long, so, quick little one-day thing. This is Stories of Mermaids. This is more about what I'm talking about. All right, that's more the level I was looking for. But, how do you know until you actually get into these things? So that's a better level for her on something that I'm looking for in a reader. So, to give you a sense of these books. But, it's about something girly and fun, and she might, really look forward to reading this one. Then, I also got Read with Usborne Robin Hood. This is going to work really well for Classic Conversations Cycle 2. And the actual reading level looks pretty decent. It doesn't look like a scary amount of text. But, it's something that I think she should be reading this year as a reader. It looks appropriate. And just gorgeous, gorgeous drawings. Paintings. These look like they're all in watercolor. Fun. So this one is 64 pages long, and they call it a level 4 on the step into reading scale, I guess. And this would have originally been $3.99. So, which makes me think I should look into more of these, because if I can buy them for $3.99, that is at the price point that I like seeing readers at. Okay, so then we've got this one, which is The House of Shadows, which I'm not that enamored by. Kind of a ghost story. It's a good reading level. It's probably pretty appropriate for where she should be at. It's long. It's got lots of pictures. It's like 65 pages long. But, you get to a pretty substantial amount of text on a page. The font size gets a little bit smaller. So I think this is actually going to be a pretty good stack of readers for this year. And wait around for some more book hauls, because this is nowhere close to everything I got. All right, thanks so much. Talk to you guys later. Bye.